Most of your beliefs are not yours. They were installed, like software. Your parents installed some. School installed some. Culture installed some. And pain installed the most dangerous ones. Nobody asked permission. Nobody gave you a terms and conditions page. Nobody said, by the way, this fear of rejection will now run quietly in the background for the next 20 years. It just started running, draining your battery, tracking your emotions, making decisions before you even realized a decision was being made, and occasionally making you argue with strangers online like your ancestors died for that opinion. You believe certain things because your parents repeated them, because your school rewarded them, because your friends laughed at anyone who didn't, and some beliefs got repeated so many times that your brain eventually said, fine, this must be true, I'm tired. Then one day, something happens. Maybe someone betrays you, maybe a plan collapses, maybe you lose faith in a person, a system, a dream, a religion, a relationship, or yourself. Maybe you just wake up one morning, stare at the ceiling and think, wait, what if none of this is true? And that question is dangerous, not because it is evil, but because once you ask it honestly, you can't fully go back. It's like noticing a weird smell in your room. At first you ignore it, then suddenly it's all you can smell. Now you're sniffing curtains like a detective. That's what doubt does. It starts small. What if this one belief is wrong? Then it spreads. What if this whole structure is wrong? Then, if you're not careful, it becomes, what if everything is nonsense? And that is where the real trouble begins. Because at first, when you stop believing things, it feels like freedom. Beautiful, terrifying freedom. You no longer have to defend old ideas just because they're old. You no longer have to nod politely while someone hands you a mental cage and calls it wisdom. You start seeing how much of human life is built on stories. Money is a story, status is a story, beauty standards are stories. The idea that you should have your life together by a certain age is one of the most aggressive stories ever invented. It walks into your room at 2 a.m. and whispers, other people your age own houses, very rude. And once you see that so much of life is made of stories, you get this strange high. You think, oh, so everyone is just making it up. And honestly, yes, a lot of people are making it up. The confident person at work, making it up. The influencer telling you how to live, making it up but with better lighting. The guy giving relationship advice from his car, definitely making it up. Why are you always in your car, brother? Go inside. But then the freedom gets heavier, because if everything is made up, what do? If the old rules are fake, what rules replace them? And this is where most people fall into the trap. They confuse losing belief with gaining wisdom. They think skepticism is the same as intelligence. They think not being fooled by anything means they understand everything. But there is a difference between a sharp mind and a burned-out mind. A sharp mind questions things to find truth. A burned-out mind questions things to avoid pain. Because after you've been disappointed enough, disbelief starts to feel safe. You stop believing in love because someone hurt you. You stop believing in ambition because you failed once. You stop believing in people because you trusted the wrong ones. And slowly, I don't believe anything becomes armor, not philosophy. Armor. It sounds deep, but underneath it, there is often fear, because believing in something requires vulnerability. To believe in love means accepting the possibility of heartbreak. To believe in a dream means accepting the possibility of failure. To believe in yourself means accepting that you might disappoint yourself and still have to continue. Belief is risky. Disbelief feels clean. This is why cynicism is so seductive. It makes you feel smarter than everyone. Everyone else is naive, everyone else is asleep, everyone else is buying into illusions. Meanwhile, you stand in the corner, emotionally dressed in black, sipping bitterness like expensive wine. And for a while, people may even mistake it for wisdom. You're so realistic. But sometimes realistic just means wounded with better vocabulary. Here's the problem though. Your brain cannot actually live that way. Humans are meaning-making creatures. We don't just experience events, we interpret them. Someone doesn't text back, and suddenly your brain opens a courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this person clearly hates us. Maybe they were just asleep. But no. Your brain has already presented evidence, called witnesses, and sentenced you to emotional prison. You are always believing something, even if you claim you believe nothing. If you say nothing matters, that is a belief. If you say people can't be trusted, that is a belief. If you say, everything is fake, congratulations. You have built a religion around suspicion. You didn't escape belief. You just changed gods. And your new god is doubt. The person who believes nothing often becomes enslaved to disbelief. Hope, fake, love, chemical trick, birthday cake, pointless sugar ritual. At some point, relax. It's cake. You can question reality and still enjoy frosting. So yes, dismantle false beliefs. Question the inherited ones. Challenge the beliefs that make you small, bitter, passive, or afraid. But stop believing some very specific things while you're at it. Stop believing every thought you have. Your brain is not a sacred oracle. Sometimes it is just tired, hungry, jealous, or remembering something embarrassing you did in 2014 for no useful reason. Stop believing your emotions are always accurate. They are real, but they are not always reliable. A smoke alarm is real too, but sometimes it screams because you made toast. Stop believing that being detached means being strong. Sometimes detachment is strength. Sometimes it is just fear wearing sunglasses indoors. And stop believing you need perfect certainty before you move. Certainty is often the reward of movement, not the condition for it. You discover the path by walking, not by sitting in the dark, aggressively researching shoes, because here's what I keep coming back to. Once you've torn everything down, once you've exposed the illusion, questioned the tradition, proven the world is full of contradictions, what are you going to build? That question separates wisdom from cynicism. Cynicism says, everything is fake. Wisdom says, some things are fake, some things are flawed, some things are fragile, but I still have to choose what kind of person I'm going to become. Because even in a meaningless universe, your choices create consequences. If you lie, trust breaks. If you love well, someone's life becomes lighter. If you keep your word, reality becomes slightly more stable around you. That matters. Maybe not to distant galaxies, but to the people near you, and you are also near you. That counts. The highest form of belief is not childish certainty. It is chosen commitment in the presence of doubt. It is saying, I know this may fail, but I will try. I know people are flawed, but I will not become cruel. I know life is temporary, but I will not treat it as worthless. That is not naive. That is adult faith, not faith that closes its eyes, faith that keeps its eyes open and still moves. So when you stop believing anything, the world may collapse for a moment. Let it. Some parts of it probably needed to collapse, but after the collapse, don't just stand there admiring the ruins. Pick up one honest thing, one value, one promise, one reason to keep going, and build from there. Because meaning doesn't always arrive as thunder. Sometimes it starts as a quiet decision. I will not lie today. I will not give up today. I will do the next necessary thing. Small beliefs, almost invisible, but strong enough to rebuild a life. You started this video with beliefs that were installed by someone else, running in the background, draining your battery, tracking your emotions, never quite yours. The goal was never to delete everything, and that's a factory reset. It just leaves you empty and blinking. What you actually need is to finally run your own update. Keep what's true, remove what isn't, and for the first time, choose what runs. Not because life promised to explain itself, because you're still here, still asking. And that's not nothing. That might be everything.